Hey, we're back. So, unfortunately, this does have to be a speed run again because we're getting ready for this deployment and it's all hands on deck. So, unfortunately, yeah, this is going to be a speed run. So I'm going to get right to it. Later on today, if I have enough time, I'll come back and I'll do some more. So we started with the introduction to this. That's pretty much it. Let's go over what we have, then we'll start adding more to this. Let's see. Give me one sec. Also, shout out to Resident Evil Survivor. There's a kind of fear that doesn't scream. It lingers. It waits. You stand in an empty room. The walls don't move. The stillness feels crowded. And you don't hear footsteps. But your heart begins to race because you know you're not alone. Whenever you feel someone's watching you, it's because somebody probably is. Charles Bukowski. Bukowski wasn't warning us about monsters. He was naming a truth older than language. The fear of being watched isn't irrational. It's instinct. That beneath paranoia is memory. Buried beneath the nervous system, that tell us the gaze is never neutral. It judges, it invades. Okay, so I have to be very careful when I go and do dubbing for this. Okay. This stream is not sponsored by Pepsi. Okay. I'm gonna give myself 30 minutes, but definitely gotta get moving. I do not want to get in trouble, especially today. Okay. Let's see. So this is still the introduction, so we can still go into a little bit more detail. But we got the quote, so we can follow up on. I'll follow up on that. So horror. Or in Capcom's case, a fixation with eyes. Capcom was funny back in the day. Which we'll mention right now. They need just eyes. They need just eyes. Play Classic RE2 and they'll be like, damn, they really enjoyed eyes. They just need eyes. Unblinking. Relentless. But as I mentioned, it's pretty much confirmed that I'll be going on a deployment for like 9 months. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to do YouTube. It's just going to be a little bit more hard because I obviously can't bring my entire streaming setup. So I'll most likely be able to. I'll bring my laptop. I'll bring my mic. Not my camera. I'll use my laptop camera. It's just the quality is going to be a little bit less for the next 9 months. But I won't leave you guys without content. Y'all get your stuff. It's just going to be kind of weird for like the next couple months. But I'm not leaving yet, but I'm gonna be a lot busy this coming couple of months. But as usual, people have requests, just let me know. I have my own projects to do, but requests take top priority. It's just right now I technically don't have a request, so I'm doing this one, and obviously Golden Sun's a long-term project. They just need eyes, unblinking, unrelenting. Because when we are being watched, we are watched. Because when we are being watched, we are no longer safe. We are no longer safe. We were no longer ourselves. And again, I'm still mad I didn't use Alex Wesker. She was perfect. She would have been so perfect for this, but she just like did not come in my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. As soon as I started writing this out, I'm like, wait a minute, why didn't I just pick Alex Wesker? The whole overseer gimmick. I'm like, oh, Yes, I guess no. It's not. I'm not saying that the lineup we have isn't bad. It's like Slender. Obviously, you gaze upon him, you're dead. Silent Hill 3 because of the mirror aspect, and obviously Mother Miranda is the almost godlike entity observing your every movement. We are no longer ourselves because we are being watched. Because when we are being watched, we are no longer safe. We are no longer ourselves. We become performance. We become per. We become performance. We become prey. Okay, let's read this again. There's a kind of fear that doesn't scream. It lingers. It waits. You stand in an empty room. The walls don't move. The stillness feels crowded. You don't hear footsteps, but your heart begins to race because you know you're not alone. Whenever you feel someone's watching you, it's because someone probably is. Charles Bukowski. Bukowski wasn't warning us about monsters. He was naming a truth older than language. The fear of being watched isn't irrational. It's instinct. That beneath paranoia is memory, buried within the nervous system, that tells us that gaze is never neutral. It judges, it invades. Horror games don't need claws or teeth to terrify us. They just need eyes, unblinking and unrelenting. Because when we are being watched, we are no longer safe. We are no longer ourselves. We become performance. We become prey. Okay. I just always gotta keep checking on work. Give me a second. Neat. All right. Song switch. Give me 1 second. Outbreak has some. I mean, not Outbreak. Survivor has some very godlike music. But let's go back to Marshalling Yard. Survi- Survivor was a good game. I'm an idiot, so okay. I got about 25 minutes left, so we can get a lot done in 25 minutes. Sorry. I should have used your rival, but I think 8 pages. Eight pages is fine because it's the OG. At least in these videos, I at least have indie representatives. Kind of off topic, but I'm still like so sad. I love RE2 make. I love it. It's a great game. But just the fact they cut out Marshall and Yard, I'm like, wow, that whole section was just so atmospheric. Like it was such a good area. Like I know it was short, and plus there's a lot of history on that specific area. Like everybody goes through there. Rebecca goes through there. Funny enough, I'm not even gonna get to that. That thing that's funny that she even got there. Rebecca goes through there. Leon and Claire go through there. The Outbreak Squad goes through there. It's like, wow, y'all got rid of a very iconic level, well, section of RE2. But hey, I'm not here to bash it. I'm just kind of surprised. Like this is a very iconic setting that they got rid of. But let's expand the sewers. The sewers were very long. I do have to admit, I was tired when I was playing through the sewers. I'm like, this is just never ending. Oh well, that's my little tidbit for today. It's like, damn, this was such an iconic level that they just got rid of. It was a trend. We already know what happened with remake, but that's not. We're not going to get to that. So far, what I have isn't bad. I think we actually start moving on to the sections. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Let's do a transitionary section, then we're good to go. Horror, horror doesn't. Horror doesn't just make us fear what we see. Horror doesn't just make us fear what we see; it makes us dread what sees us and what it might know, what it what it might already know. Okay. Every time, because sometimes the most terrifying presence It's the one that never moves, only watches. Never moves. Oh, never speaks. Only watches. All right. Okay. You take this off and let's see. There is a kind of fear that doesn't scream. It lingers. It waits. You stand in an empty room. The walls don't move. The stillness feels crowded. You don't hear footsteps, but your heart begins to race because you know you're not alone. Whenever you feel someone's watching you, it's because someone probably is. Charles Bukowski. Yeah, Bukowski. Bukowski wasn't warning us about monsters. He was naming a truth older than language. The fear of being watched isn't irrational, it's instinct. That fear, paranoia, that beneath paranoia is a memory buried deep within the nervous system that oops, always proofread your stuff. That tells us the gaze is never neutral. It judges, it invades. Horror games don't need claws or teeth to terrify us. They need just eyes, unblinking and unrelenting. Because when we are being watched, we are no longer safe. We are no longer ourselves. We become performance. We become prey. In this video, we are tracing that ancient fear through the myths of Medusa, Amaterasu, and Ra, through neuroscience and surveillance culture, accumulating into Jesus Christ, I was so off. Wow. Accumulating into three case studies. Accumulating into three case studies and Slender the 8 pages, Silent Hill 3, Resident Evil Village. Horror doesn't just make us fear what we see, it makes us dread what sees us and what it might already know. Because sometimes the most terrifying presence is the one that never moves, never speaks, only watches. Always proofread your stuff because you'll see weird mistakes like that. Like, wait, I thought I wrote 3, but I wrote through. So I always read my narratives over and over again. Give me 1 sec. Just gotta check if Warp texted me. It's gonna be a very busy day today. Oh, 1 sec. There and okay. I can do like another like 5 minutes, and I gotta get moving. New song. So we're gonna start section 1. I haven't heard this in a while. Let's go. So going off my outline, section 1 is the gaze is an ancient fear. So we're gonna be talking about the oh yeah. Shit. I'll have to write a passage about the Eye of Providence, the Eye of Horus, and the Evil Eye. So I already refreshed on it, but I'll feel a little bit more comfortable if I do another refresher because it's been like a week since I wrote that outline, at least that section of it. So we'll write the intro passage to section 1, which is the gaze is an ancient fear. Then we'll double back. I'll refresh again. Then we'll go with the Eye of Providence, the Evil Eye, and the Eye of Horus. Because it's been at least a week since I went over it. All right, so the gaze is an ancient fear. Four surveillance cameras. Before monitors blinking red lights. Okay. I don't mind white noise, but I gotta pay attention. I gotta focus right now. Just give me a second. Before surveillance cameras, before monitors and blinking red lights. I haven't been sassy in a while. I want to be sassy. I definitely want to be sassy. Before surveillance cameras, before monitors, before and blinking red lights. Because let me think real quick. Because when we think about like campfire stories or old school myths, like old school legends, like of destruction, like they're meant to like terrify us. Especially like since we'll be talking about the eye of providence, which is obviously it's the conspiracy theory eye, the eye that's in the back of the dollar, etc., etc., etc. So it's the fear of the all-seeing eye. Like so, you're always being watched. Same thing goes with the evil eye, which is been told to bring destruction. So we can be a little bit descriptive here. Okay, yeah, we're gonna be a little bit. We're definitely gonna be sassy here. Just give me a second to think about this one. Okay. Before surveillance cameras, before monitors and blinking red lights. When I think of something observing me, I get the fear that I'm being watched, not by something I can see, but something that's hiding just from my vision. Like something's hiding in the dark. But in ancient times, like stories like this, they were told in gatherings, like around like campfires or like stuff like that. I'm just using that as an example, but the fear of being watched, at least back in the day, was just someone observing you, but you can't see them. It's like the eyes hiding in the dark. So these are stories told that have been passed around just to scare people. Okay, I got something. Before surveillance cameras, before monitors and blinking red lights. And there were eyes in the dark. There were eyes in the dark. There were eyes in the dark. They were meant to scare people. Okay. Before surveillance cameras, before monitors and blinking red lights, there were eyes in the dark watching from beyond the light, watching from beyond the light, watching beyond the light, and we feared them. All right. Unfortunately, I do got to get back. So, good 25-minute stream. Again, I apologize because things are expedited, but things are a lot more busier at work now because of the whole deployment thing. So, good stuff. If I have a little bit more time later, I'll do more of this. But if not, we'll be on again tomorrow. We're on section 1, so we're making good progress. Besides that, take care, and I'll see people next time I do this.